And we are live. Welcome to the stream, everybody. We got some fun, cool noises there as we were getting our mics on.
You made a noise. I blame you. If you don't, I can't.
I'm just happy that it's not me fucking everything up at once.
It was totally Sean. Don't listen to him. You know it was him.
So, the 5 of you have completed about a 2-week stay in Sarmanath. For chat's record, the blessing of Ungral has granted Gorik a temporary second use of channel divinity for his service to the church. And the 5 of you are ready to head on out of Sarmanath. So, I want to know, what are you doing? What is next in store for our seekers?
Northbound.
Northbound, okay.
We're going to Elvendar, right?
Who's going to find our way now that Sambar is gone?
Well, I am very wise. I know I may not seem it, but I am very wise.
I have traveled there before. I can lead the party.
You've been there?
There we go.
How
I'm
perfectly
half
that works out.
I have
So, if you are... Okay. He's a bit tense, isn't he? I say as I lean into Chandler.
I've been alienated for 3 weeks, alright?
Just a little bit. Hopefully we can make him feel at home.
Are we going to take the road, or are we just going to go off the beaten path?
Hey, by the way,
I thought-
Maldurion, how much free encumbrance space do you have?
I'm not carrying your shit.
Okay, let's take the cart with us this time.
Yeah, we definitely need the cart from now
Wait,
on.
I thought
Yeah.
we were going to take a boat.
No,
No?
we're going to walk along the river.
Oh. Okay.
You know, guys, we should probably pool our money and get a full wagon that we can have drawn for us in the future, so we don't have to walk everywhere.
I agree.
I
do
thought
not
you
wanna
do.
We have a cart. It's like a hand cart.
I thought it was pulled by oxen.
Well, yeah, it's pulled, but I'm talking like a wagon, like a proper, like something that we'd ride in, or a carriage.
It would be nice to be able to better read and write during our travels.
Anyways, so I think we get the ox and we get the cart.
All
Do
right.
you not want
We're
to
gonna head
check
out.
work before we see if there's anything?
Ooh, this is great.
Do you not want to check the board to see if there's work up there while we're there, instead of just making an appointment?
Sure, we can see if there's anything that happens to be in Elvendar.
Or up in that direction.
I mean,
Alright.
you're a seeker too, right? You can check the board if you want.
Alright. What's on the board, Fred?
You make your way into the Seeker Tower to find the board, which I will pull up here. On the board, you see that some things have changed. There are a lot of missing available quests that no longer are there. The town of Remba has been investigated. It seems that a treant was found in the woods and put
Did
a
they
stop
kill
to.
it?
It doesn't say if it was killed or not, just that it was a treant and it has been attended to. The bounty on Basilisk Eyes is no longer there as well. It seems that this has been paid out. But there still is a bounty on the carapace and gland of a Remoraz, which is paying 250 GP for each piece properly harvested. And there is a small bounty. Huh?
Can I roll a knowledge nature to see where those things reside?
Sure thing. You can roll. Yes. Nature intelligence, I think, is a good roll there.
13.
A 13. You know that the Remoraz are often found in icy or cold places, but you do not know of a Remoraz nest anywhere nearby. Not off the top of your head.
Sorry to interrupt. Continue reading the billboard.
There's also a small bounty placed, less of a bounty and more of a payment sought for the investigation of a nobleman in Balesport. It seems that this nobleman has contracted some kind of sickness or disease that none of the local doctors or healers has been able to treat. And they fear that it may be spreading as Moore and his family have grown weaker and sicker over the last month. And so this is a open request for the Seekers to send someone to look into the nature of whatever ails this nobleman in Balesport.
Balesport?
Yes,
Balesport, far right
Where
inside.
is that?
Balesport, if we look on our map, is on the coast in the eastern side of the kind of area south of Coldwater. It is a large port city next to the outlet of one of the major rivers of the region.
Ooh, that's very out of the way.
Yeah, there's nothing there. I would take that one and say we can do it on our way back, but
Yeah.
I feel like we're going to take our sweet ass time up north, so we're probably going to get there and they're already dead. So
Yeah, I mean, we could go there first and then head straight to Elvendar without going back to Sarmanath is also an option.
well, I'll pull that tab.
I mean, it's up to you guys. I don't. We've been putting off Elvendar for a while. I feel like we've been doing a lot of side quests and not progressing the main plot, but we could use the money.
Very well. I
Oh.
pull the
We
tab.
did lose a substantial amount of wealth
I love
when-
how it's the wealth you're concerned about.
with our companion.
Well, one of our companions very stupidly did jump into a pool of mega rift magic acid and promptly dissolved himself and all of his worldly possessions and most of our worldly possessions. So yes, we are a bit strapped for cash at the moment. Thank you for noticing.
Got you. Maybe you should invest in maybe a bag of holding or carrying your own shit.
Yes, a bag of holding. I'll go down to the local supermarket.
Okay, I'll wait here.
Maybe I should get another coupon
should-
for those
we
massage places.
He just
I
said,
feel
"Okay,
like
I'll
people
wait
are
here."
pretty tense.
We should totally just leave. He's waiting there. Just be like, "All right, I'll wait here." Cool. Leave.
Just fucking leave him behind.
Yeah. He's just standing there
I've been
waiting for us to
ghosting you
come
for
back.
3 weeks. I'm pretty sure I can ghost you on a road.
Yeah. After a few hours, it dawns on him. I don't think they're coming back.
Yeah, so I mean, it's up to you guys. Do you want to try and make some money by we head up north, then swing south really quick to stop at Balesport, do that job, then head up to Elvendar before going back to Sarmanath, or do you just want to go straight to Elvendar?
My only use for money would be in spell components or better armor for myself. Any armor better than scale mail would be prohibitively expensive. I do not
How many
see
weeks? Sorry.
having the funds for half plate anytime soon.
How many weeks would it take us to get to Balesport?
On foot with a cart. Balesport in a straight line is 130-ish miles away.
And we can get, 30 miles a day?
You can get about, 25 to 30 miles in a day. So you're looking at about a week's trek if you're pushing it in a straight line. If you follow the road to if you follow the road to Hawks Hollow and then to Coldwater or to one of the smaller towns along the river, you might be able to charter passage down river on a boat. That could lead you to a quicker access to Balesport.
Mm-hmm. Didn't we need to stop by Hawks Hollow for something?
No, that's just where he's telling the tales of our awesomeness.
Right. I have a note that we need to return that cloak. Who has the cloak? Is that Rose's?
I have the clock, but we still have a lot of time.
Yeah. What season is it now?
You are entering into winter now. The
Okay.
fall has... you are at the end
really?
of fall. Yeah.
Oh wow, it's been a while.
Wasn't Sambar wearing one of the items we were supposed to return to?
No. He gave the cloak
It was
to
just
me.
a cloak, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, didn't we had the harvest?
Wait, were we traveling for
Sambar
a year
took something.
already?
I think I took the guy's hat because he threw it down, and then we took his like magic pills.
Yeah, you have his magic capsules. I can't believe you haven't used those yet.
What?
I have
The cloak,
two.
I've used
I have
it.
two
I've
of his
used the
magic
cloak before.
capsules.
All right.
Could have used that all along and been a big boy again. God damn it!
I've been waiting on
So-
you to use that every single session.
Yeah, I just haven't done it yet.
Did we already travel for an entire year?
No.
It's yeah. So is the harvest like end of spring or start of spring?
The harvest was in fall. It was the fall harvest.
Oh, fall.
Right.
Okay.
You started in like
Oh,
the
okay,
middle
okay.
to end of fall.
I thought it
and-
happened in spring. Never mind.
No.
That doesn't make any sense now that I think about it. So
I guess
it
they
would've been
don't
summer
really
or
do
fall.
months, right?
You
They
would not
just
have been a
do
great farmer,
seasons
Tom.
or something.
All right, we're gonna take the road and get moving, or are we going to stand here?
Clearly, Tom.
You're clearly not used to how we operate, Meldarian.
Yeah. Needs to play more Stardew Valley to figure out this whole harvesting thing.
Yeah, no. At the end of spring, you harvest everything, and then at the end of summer, you harvest everything.
Yeah,
and at the end of fall, you
That's
harvest
true.
everything.
That's true. And in winter, you build a greenhouse.
Yes. I could go for either thing. I could use the money. I still need to pay Rose another 50 gold at some point.
I could use the money. We need a
Yeah,
more
Janlar,
complicated-
I know you do all your weird wizard stuff.
I don't have enough wealth to properly identify any magical items we find.
Well, that's why you just kind of do it and let it happen. You figure it out by doing.
That worked really well for Sambar.
Truly.
Well, it worked until he jumped into the pool.
He identified by doing, did he not?
He did.
Discovery comes with its risks.
Well, I guess let's go to Bale's port, and if we can't help them, then we can just immediately leave, right?
Yeah.
It's probably just a question whether we can heal them or not. I don't know. I guess.
Well, between
Roman Goric
Janlar,
have to
Goric,
figure
and
that
I think we have a lot of tools for magical investigation. We might be able to. I did before Sambar got himself killed. We did do a rather complex magical ritual to cure him of a curse. I think we might be able to handle this kind of job.
Lion Seeker's aid.
I'm sure I could
Lion's
handle the cutting open part.
I can investigate magic. What do you mean?
Oh, right.
Yeah, Rose is a druid. She's got heal spells.
I'm so
just
used to just
polite,
watching you.
You know.
I
What?
sometimes I forget. Sometimes I just I remember the vine whips, but I don't remember
A
the
little too
move.
much of this, I think.
I am quite the magical being, you know.
That is true.
Right.
See, this is why I didn't want him to wield me. Alright? An asshole.
I gently pat the wrist. I'm like, okay, we're not upset. It's fine.
Anyways, I guess we're going to Balesport, Meldarian.
Alright, we'll head to Hawks Hollow then. And then we'll head south from there, yeah?
Yep, works for me.
All right.
Alright. All aboard.
So you gather up your possessions, get your cart out of the stables that the Seekers have set up for you, strap in your oxen, and begin making your way down the old road towards Hawks Hollow. You creak along the old road for some time, making your way through the kind of sloping hills of this region, up and down the cold air outside of the city. You recognize that the city was staying, while cold, rather warm for this time of year. But as soon as you leave the city's walls after these 2 weeks, you are once again hit with just this blast of cold air as it turns into winter. Your skin is got goosebumps on it, and you're seeing your breath quite often. And as you come through the grasslands here, you find that even though you're on the old road and there's often less animal activity around here, you see less of it than you did on your first trip through here towards the grass sea. You make your way past the entrance, the split off towards the Split Tails Ranch, and continue making your way through.
Hold! Did you say road towards the ranch?
Yes, you would pass.
I point into the direction I said, didn't we want to go there?
Do we need to for anything?
I think she said we should come back once we're seekers.
She did tell us we should come back once we're seekers.
We should go there right now.
Yeah, I mean, if it's on the way, basically, it's a small detour, right, Greg?
Yeah, you've been there before. You know that if you spend a few hours and switch back off the old road down kind of southwards, you'll find your way back to the Splittail Ranch.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. You begin making your way down to the Splittail Ranch, branching off away from your previous destination. Eventually, you find...
previous detour, you mean?
Yeah, eventually you find, once again, these kind of large fenced-off areas, just wooden fences with wire between them. They seem to be keeping a small herd of aurochs very docilely in there. There are about 8 of them, all grazing away in this kind of large open field. You see wooden barns kind of rising up in the distance, and there's a small kind of dirt trail that winds its way up to a manor house. You do see that there is a pack of these kind of hybrid badger-like creatures with 8 legs that you battled the first time that you came down here. It seems that they have found a way to put these hybrid creatures, these Lacrota, in one of their pens. There are about 16 of them wandering through, sniffing. They all kind of look up at you inquisitively as you walk on by. But they do not seem to have the same desire to hunt and kill that you saw previously. Eventually, some ranch hands find you and come riding up on large horses, whips in hand. After a moment, they recognize 3 of you and smile broadly. Say, welcome back to the ranch. The lady has been expecting you after some time. Come with me. And they kind of walk you up with the oxen and their horses up to the manor house. Once they get there, they offer to unhook your oxen, give them feed, put the old cart back in the barn, and lead you back up into the manor house.
I don't think we want our old cart back, do we? Do we care anymore?
We do have the old cart back.
Do we?
We got it repaired by the Mercers. Or wait, oh right, we traded in our Mercer cart.
We originally had like a cart for Gormak like pull, right?
Did she give us the original cart and then the Mercers gave us the replacement cart?
Yeah, we got we traded a cart with her way back when for like it was.
Okay,
Yeah,
so that
and
was
then
the
we
Mercer
gave it
cart.
back to her.
Yeah, because Gorik smashed it by charging into combat with the cart still attached.
Okay, so that's the one that we did want back eventually.
Jasmine,
I don't think it makes much difference. It's just
I thought we just traded. Like, I can't remember us saying.
I
we would
recall
come back
saying
with
that it
I
was a
thought
gift.
she was just like, you can take this one. I'll keep your old one.
I do remember saying it was a
Fine.
gift and that we wanted to trade them back eventually because that was like a gift from the Mercers or something.
I
you
don't, I
did
don't,
buy.
Either way,
I don't recall.
I take my boots off when we go into the manor house.
Describe your feet.
Their feet probably have like marks on one of them where a sword has probably gone through it at some point.
Not from like combat, but like that thing where you try to lean on your sword and he accidentally put the sword a little bit too close to him and
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely from that. No, it was from being stabbed in the foot.
Alrighty, so you were led up to the manor house. The ranch hands begin working with their with the beasts of burden on your cart, moving that into the back, getting some feed and run down for them. They offer you to walk up into the manor house. Eventually, as you sit here bickering about carts and trying to figure out who owes who what and what the Mercers did, and Jasmine makes her way down and kind of warmly smiles to the 3 of you that she has seen before. Says, it is a great pleasure to have you all back here. Come on in. I was about to have some afternoon tea. We can discuss business, I'm sure. And she walks into the manor house, leaves the doors open, and bids you all to follow her in for some afternoon tea.
Nice.
You find that the entrance has been kind of rearranged over the last few weeks. There's some couches and some end tables kind of set up around a little fireplace that is now roaring to life, breathing in some warm air into the room and warming up your otherwise chilly bones. There is hot tea and little sandwiches placed on the end tables. Jasmine kind of folds her legs over as she sits in one of the high-backed chairs across the fire, kind of begs for you to sit down. She says, "So now, what can I say is the pleasure of finally seeing you? Did you get your marks and come back? Took you some time, I will say."
Well, we've been doing some work after getting the marks.
Excellent. She kind of looks at your new elf friend, the mark above his eye. "I see his. Let me see all yours."
I'll reach
All
out
right,
my
give me a
hand.
couple minutes, and I like start armor. Like
I just extend my hand towards her, like, because it's just in my palm, so I'll just show my
Alright.
my palm.
She takes note of all your marks. Finally, kind of seems satisfied. Nods to herself, and smiles. Says, "Well then, I believe a deal is a deal. You had a cart here. I've been holding on to it for some time. Turns out there's lots of little compartments and things in it. Seems quite an interesting find. Would you like that back now?"
Yes, we've brought yours back with us as well to trade it back.
Excellent. It is yours. There was a matter of some beasts perhaps being yours. I think that instead we had made a deal on this cart, but would you be interested in some of my mounts anyway?
We already have 2 oxen.
Oh yes, they are good for pulling the cart, but the Split Tails offers many other potential offers. You could have beasts of burden to replace the oxen, stronger, better. You could have mounts of your own. We make the finest horse flesh that you'll see in the Midlands, but we also have more exotic offerings for seekers. Yes.
Well, I think we'll have to
for sure.
come back to you on that one. We're doing jobs for more money right now.
What is more exotic?
She
All
smiles
right.
to herself. She says, "Well, what would you possibly
I'm waiting.
imagine?"
I'm waiting for Greg to come out with like a kangaroo or something fucking ridiculous.
It's a drop bear, actually. No.
You just fall down the tree with it? I don't know about
She
that.
Taylor
smiles
is
to
very
herself. Well,
interested
if you're
about it.
willing to put the time and effort in, how great would it be to fly amongst the clouds on the back of your very own griffin, huh? Expensive, dangerous, hard to get right even as the master, but something we can offer here. We also have a very strong-backed bird native to these lands. Ferocious axe-like beak. We can domesticate them. You can ride them. They make very good combat mounts. We have all kinds of strange creatures that we would not sell to the general public, but to seekers, yes.
You said before a griffin is more a monster than it is an animal, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, it is.
How much do you want for a griffin? Just, out of curiosity.
Well, you see, it's a little bit more than just selling you a griffin. You see, I cannot sell you an adult animal. For you to ride a griffin, you must bond with it from an egg. We could sell you a hatchling, but then you would need to spend the time to bond with it. And of course, here in the ranch would be the best place to do that over some period of time. We have well-trained handlers. This whole process would cost you about 4 to 6 months of time as it grew and you bonded with it. The egg itself, the hatchling, probably no more than 100 gold pieces. The training, on the other hand, and the lodging for the 6 months would run you another 250. That said, these are low prices for a beast like a griffin. It is because there's no guarantee that it would work. You would have to form a strong bond with the animal.
There is definitely only a maybe 15% chance that that griffin egg survives into adulthood with this group of adventurers.
Well, you can be assured that chance is much higher if you spend your months here at the farm. We specialize in this.
I would like to fly sometime. I don't think I can do it myself.
It is quite marvelous. If you wish to fly, the griffin back is not the only way to do it, though it is probably the best of our flying mounts. If you wish, I believe we still have Peridon. Yes, we have about 3 of them, ill-tempered creatures, much harder to fly, though much less dangerous than a griffin. We also have giant eagles at times, though at the moment we do not have to have another clutch of eggs laid.
I understand. I will definitely consider it, and I will come back to the offer if it is ever feasible for us to do it. But it's very good to know.
Absolutely. The ranch loves to sell these beasts to seekers. One of the few that can actually handle them. So, the rest of you. You've come for your cart, obviously. We'll have that to you. Anything else that I can help you with?
No, thank you very much for your generosity.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
The idea of new mounts that we could look into in the future is an interesting one, but we'll have to talk about that later. We're a bit strapped for cash at the moment.
Excellent.
You wouldn't be interested in anything being brought back from Elvendar?
Oh, always, yes. Creatures from Elvendar, very interesting indeed sometimes. If you were to bring back anything, please make sure it is not of too much Fey ancestry. The chances that they are domesticatable are quite low. The higher the ancestry, or the higher the magic from the other side they have. A little bit, not too bad. But anything out of the normal or unusual, yes, we could definitely try to raise them, turn a profit on them somewhere.
Well, I'll keep it in mind.
Excellent. So, no mounts. What about hounds? We could get you some watchdogs. No?
No, we were just here for our cart. We'd probably best be going.
And for the tea, I said, Biden one of the biscuits.
Good. I'm quite
Probably
happy.
the whole time I'm eating a sandwich.
It's good to know that Sambar's characteristics of always eating have carried over.
See, I would be in the conversation while eating the sandwich and holding a second sandwich if I was Sandbar.
But now you just eat one.
I'm just having the one.
Excellent.
It's rude to turn down offering of food, alright?
True.
She leans back in her chair then and smiles. She says, well then, my hospitality always extends to seekers, even if they are not purchasing anything. Feel free to rest here for the afternoon or evening if you desire. If you wish to be on your way, of course, feel free to have any of the hands talk with you. I am open to share stories by the fireplace this afternoon, but I know that most seekers tire of that after a while.
Well, if we have so much light left in the day, I think we might as well get a move on.
Very well then. Enjoy your tea, and I hope to see you soon.
Yes, we'll be back in the future. Thank you for your hospitality.
Excellent. The ranch hands get you a new set of oxen, fresh from the stables, and hook them up with the old cart that you had purchased from the Mercers. It is newly repaired and lacquered down. You hardly see any of the damage from your assault on the Auroch herd that Gormak put it through. And you are offered, the oxen as yours to keep. That way that you have fresh ones to go on. They are just 2 new oxen from the same herd that you had gotten your previous ones from, and you are left to do what you will.
Okay, yeah, we transfer things over and then get back on the road, I guess.
All right. You get back on the road, making your way back off of Split Tail Ranch. And you can make it, with this detour, you can make it about halfway or so to Hawks Hollow. As the sun begins dipping down into sunset, you see the reds and purples and yellow streak across the night sky. You find yourself on the road, dipping down to follow along a large stream along the cliff sides, and you seem to recognize a few shallow caves dotting the side of the cliff face, and you see the shimmering outline very faintly along the cliffside of some small ancient ruins.
Only Sambar was still alive to read the runes. God damn it.
So, shimmering. Do they kind of light up my my rift magic tattoo thing?
They do indeed. Yes.
Okay.
Very
Right up.
faintly. All of you will feel just the very faintest burn of rift magic from your tattoos as you travel down this familiar cliffside.
Right, is that exactly the same writing we've walked past last time?
It's a reasonable bet.
Is it in Sylvan?
Yeah,
Okay.
is it first off, is it in silver? That was actually one thing I was wondering.
In silver. I want to say Sylvan, but
Sylvan.
both works.
Yes.
It's fine. In silver.
I believe it is.
Are we
Let me
talking about
find my
the?
old notes.
the
It
sh-
is in. Yeah, ancient elven runes is Sylvan. Yeah. This is the runic language of the elves from before.
Because I can read Sylvan at least.
Okay. You notice that the runes are broken and shimmering and are not at their fullest view. When you were here before, the moonlight kind of brought them out.
Right, it was in the middle of the night when they started shining and
Yeah.
talking about how there was a place of protection or something. It said last time, I think, something like that.
If you read it last time, you would know that the runes said refuge.
Refuge, right?
Okay, never mind. What I thought you were asking about silver, and I was like, wait, is this Silver Lord iconography?
No.
Okay.
Don't mind me while I burn this entire cliffside down.
Yeah, no, that was about to be it. Like, I cast Fireball.
Are we going?
Do we press on for the night, or did you want to stay here? Because I'm pretty sure this is a safe place if you want to
Yeah, we
stay.
stayed here last time, as I recall, and sun's starting to go down, right?
Yes, I believe
The
this
sun is starting to go down. You're entering into sunset here as you
Sure.
about halfway
Let's,
into Hawks Hollow.
Let's go ahead and set up camp.
I
Do
agree.
you think that crying has stopped by now?
The what?
I think last time somebody said they heard crying in the night.
Were you here back then? I can't remember when we last came here.
Yes, she was here.
Rose has always
What?
been here, Tom.
Where would I have been?
Rose.
What do you mean?
He's
Emily.
lost his mind, Rose.
Crying.
Ignore him. Yes, she was here.
I didn't
was
go
on her
anywhere.
basis.
Just because I'm quiet doesn't mean I'm disappearing.
Well, while we're setting up camp,
I'm sorry, Rose. I've inherited my player's bad memory.
Were you here before? Who are you again? Why are we traveling with this tree person?
I thought we had somebody missing in the first session for some
I
reason.
like that 3 out of 5 people in the group haven't died, and Sean's like, "Were you here for that?" Like,
Okay, to be fair though, there have been 4 deaths.
I can tell you the one session I was not there was the one where you decided to entirely ruin the entrance to that goddamn temple and we got sucked into the goddamn portal. That was a session I wasn't here because otherwise this would have never happened, you know? So that's that
right
session.
up.
Yeah, no, I would say yes. I heard the voices when I was last year. Me and Emily Pumpkin. Neither of us chose to do anything.
Cause fuck that. That's why.
Yeah. Maybe tonight, now that we're fresh on supplies and a little bit stronger, but we'll just have to wait and see.
I'm going to take the chance to go and hunt while we're setting up camp.
Okay. So.
Oh, did you know I'm the queen of the hunt? I can come with you if you want.
No. Don't worry. I've got this covered. And once we set up camp, I'm going to cast Create Food and Water.
Ooh. So we haven't seen Create Food and Water yet. We've seen you purify it. What is it like when you cast Create Food and Water?
So I collect everybody's like empty water skins and I lay all those out, and then I get the cart ready, and he just kind of like claps his hands together, and all of a sudden like the cart starts to fill up with food, and all the water skins just start to bulge up out of nowhere. And then it's done, and there's just a giant pile of 45 pounds of food and I think like 25 pounds of water.
Wow. All right.
It's enough to feed 15 people or 5 pack animals. So between our oxen and all of us, it's 11 total.
Absolutely.
So we make enough for the night and some.
What kind of food does Tom create?
It's kind of bland according to the spell, but I have a ton of spices.
Yeah, you did. You bought a ton of spices.
When we needed the salt and Tom wasn't there, everyone's like, didn't anybody like buy salt or something? Like, yeah, Tom, but he's not here. Great.
I like the fact that you guys were given free, like,
don't we have a free
ration
soup
magic items for a long time and have yet to use them.
Soup. We have soup. So I'm gonna get some mushrooms that I can put into my soup.
So Tom rubs his hands together, and the water skins fill themselves with water. Water?
Yeah, water.
Okay. They fill with water. And
if I could make it into wine, if you let that happen, it would happen. But
I feel like Tom might be able to have one filled with wine. It is Tom, after all.
Yeah, Tom will sneak a wine.
They fill with water. Food comes spilling and tumbling out of the cart. It appears in like different hidden compartments that spring open to reveal food now tumbling out of it. And you guys are inundated with bland, untasty food.
That I then add some cumin to, and everything is better.
And then everything tastes of cumin. So I do want to know: where are you? Are you just camping in the middle of the old road? Are you going to go up into some of these small caves that dot the
probably the same cave as last time.
Yeah, do we remember where that old cave was, or?
It was like right along the road was why we went to it, because it was like right off the path. So I'm assuming walking for a bit we'd find that cave, and then or just any convenient cave. Really.
Any convenient cave, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Tom, Rose, and Janlar were here before. Do any of you want to care to remember which cave you stayed in?
Sure.
Probably not the best choice.
What?
Janlar's like, I have no idea.
I technically don't have any decisions.
I've been here before.
I like lost my memory, so like my character at least lost it.
You know, I technically don't have a deficiency with my memory, so we'll give it a shot. No, Tom is not particularly.
What do we roll for this?
I'm gonna say this is a history intelligence. This is your own
I actually have
personal
a 12
history.
then.
I'm terrible at that. History intelligence.
I think I have a 12 then, actually, Greg.
Oh, I have no goddamn. Oh, maybe I haven't been here before. I don't know. This looks great to me.
Rose and Janlar are uncertain.
Wait,
they
hold
don't
on.
remember.
Can I roll to see if I remember? Like, didn't you
Sure.
say I could
Yeah,
roll?
you don't remember.
It was like a DC
so,
16
yeah,
or something.
you have make a intelligence
It's
save. saving throw to beat DC 16.
Right. Oh, nice.
Janlar, you nod through your foggy memory banks.
Should I then roll a history check to make sure I actually know it?
Yes.
That's just an intelligence.
You remember being here, and you remember staying in a cave. And do you remember it
Well,
was
that's pretty good.
this one? Right here along the roadside, you found one of the more convenient ones just up above the creek side on opposite side of the old road. And you make your way into the cave, begin setting up camp. Tom does his trick with the food and water spilling out as the sun begins to set. The night sky comes into view, and the runes begin to shine again along the cliffside.
I turn to Faye and I'm like, are they druid runes?
They are really... It's not in druidic, so I don't think they are druid runes, but they are sylvan in nature, or at least really old elven, something like that.
Well, it's not elven, or I'd be able to read it. And I didn't get taught Sylvan, sadly.
Why not?
Because
Your Fey ancestry in some way, right? Shouldn't you speak Sylvan?
my father insisted learning Orcish and Dwarven.
Oh, well, come with me, I say, and I walk outside.
Okay.
So if you look at this symbol here, right, this means safe. And then if you look at this one, this is like a little tent, so it means home. So if you stay here, you're gonna be safe. And this is danger, right? So you see how this is pointing away from the danger symbol? That means refuge.
I'll make note.
And you see, sparkling in the moonlight, the strong runic symbols are in full relief and view. And they spell out refuge above one of the caves that are on the cliffside, some 150 feet away from the one. you
Like
stayed at.
especially a single cave right there?
Well, there's small caves that spot along this cliffside, and much like the last time you were here, you'll remember that refuge was a few hundred feet down, away from the cave you're staying in, over one of the many kind of small caves in this cliffside.
But we hadn't actually been to that one.
No, you didn't go into any other caves while you were here last time.
Well, I'm gonna go check out that cave. And I'll like point at the one that's got the glowy runes.
Should we take the others as well?
If they want to come.
Well,
Sure.
I'll go up to the cave. Who's up for an adventure?
I'm always up for an adventure.
I'm practically always up.
Nice. Janla will meet you.
I can attest that is very much not true, Gorik. I see you not whenever
Sorry.
you have a moment's
I'm
rest.
just resting my eyes.
What were you saying?
We're going to check out the cave with the runes that glow above it.
Oh, of course.
All right, so you make your way out of your campsite, leaving your cart and oxen in this kind of small cave by the riverside. Make your way up the cliff. It is not a sheer cliff. It is angled up, at, high enough that it is a climb, but you can make your way up it with some effort. And you make your way the 250 feet or so to the cave with the most directly under the refuge iconography. As you step inside the cave, you find it dark and just utterly black. Those of you with night vision, dark vision, see tucked away in this cave a large set of flat bed-like outcroppings seemingly grown out of the rock from the edge of the cave some 15 or so feet back. And there is tucked in the back of the cave at the very far end a perfectly square cube of rock. And there are moss and mushrooms growing kind of on the floor and walls of the cave to various degrees.
I want to kneel down and look at this mushroom. Can I roll a nature check to see if they're poisonous or not?
Sure, you're going to try to investigate the poison. How are you going to determine whether or not it's poisonous?
I can't.
I know what Zanba would do.
I'm not eating it. I guess I'll pick it and I'll turn to Rose. You're a druid. Can we eat these?
I investigate via Rose.
I guess I'm going to
Second,
cast
be a
detect poison in here and see if any which ones are poisonous.
Okay, no. So no roll is needed then. Rose casts her spell, weaving her magic, detecting poison amongst the mushrooms. In fact, you find that the mushrooms are not poisonous. There is no poison that you can find in this cave here.
Oh, these are all edible, I say. Pick one out of his hands and just stuff it into my mouth. And they're pretty delicious.
Gross. But, sure. Do you want to grab some and we can keep them dry?
I like the idea that Rose is slightly more inclined to eat stuff because she's carrying the sandbar mace.
Exactly right. You just hear Sandbar whispering in her head like, oh, tell me it's good. It looked so good. I would have eaten it without asking.
It's very meaty. I think some people would call it has a umami taste to it. I read about that in a cooking book once.
Exotic.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have a look at.
Check out the stone.
Okay. I'm gonna have a look at the stones, but the square thing of an out of stone.
There is a perfectly square slab of rock. It is a cube. And it is resting tucked in the very back of the cave, next to the very back wall of it. And the square, it doesn't seem to have hinges or any kind of alteration to its surface. It almost appears, as you investigate it a little more closely, as if it were grown out of the rock itself, much the way these beds just kind of come there.
I push the switch, Greg.
You push the switch. There is no switch as you look around for it. You do find that there is moss and mushrooms growing along the floor and the ceiling of this up to, and even on top of, in some places, this cube of rock.
I'll put my hands on the cube.
Mm-hmm.
Does it feel... It seems out of place, right?
Seems out of place? Yes. Perfect cubes are very rarely found in nature.
Unless we're playing Minecraft.
Unless we are in the Minecraft universe.
Rose, underneath the moss at the bottom of the stone. Quick.
Is there anything? I'll touch it, I guess.
Move the moss.
Listen,
God,
if I put my hand into a trap, you're gonna be in trouble, young man.
I promise it's okay. I wouldn't do that. I would do that to Tom.
Oh, okay. I guess that's fair. I stick my fingers into the moss.
Okay, you stick your fingers into the moss, and you feel around. As you feel around, you feel etched into the stone some small markings. Seem to have been covered up by moss growth.
Okay, I can carefully scrape off the moss, I guess, right?
Alright. You spend some time carefully scraping off the moss, and you reveal a faded set of sylvan runes written underneath the box, right up next to it on the floor of it. Reading the sylvan runes, you see that they say, "Swaddled in the bed of that which never sleeps."
I don't know what it means. That's why
I'll just read it. I'll read it out loud. It says, "Swaddled in the bed that never sleeps."
Oh, hell no. Nope. I'm going... We should just go back to our cave. That sounds like a terrible idea.
What do you mean?
Keep in mind, sometimes a refuge for the Fae may not be the most pleasant of experiences for non-Fae creatures.
That...
Many tales of mortals that have been taken to the Feywild do not end well for the mortal.
You know, if this thing never sleeps, we already have Meldarion watching us. I don't need more eyes watching me as I sleep.
But what is never sleeping? You mean the cave?
Maybe.
Maybe the watch.
I have heard tales of a faraway place known as Las Vegas, which is known to never sleep.
If I look at the cave mouth, do I see a set of teeth slowly closing down?
Touch nothing but the lamp. No.
That's what you do. You just get a marker, you just put down refuge, and then you're like...
Yeah,
It's the Venus fly cave. It's been waiting for thousands of years for stupid adventurers to walk in.
Gorik will actually say, to be fair, it would be a very easy way to catch the morbidly curious.
Noted.
I guess if you feed off of curiosity, that's a valuable trick.
I'm gonna put my hands down on the stone, and in Sylvan I'm gonna say... Hello?
You
Is
say
it
hello.
me you're looking for?
There is no response from the stone when you speak hello.
Rose, can you tell if the stone is hollow?
What?
Are you hollow?
Oh,
No,
what?
I'm not gonna... I know, what? Okay, I'll take out the mace and I'll like... I'll knock it again. With the hilt, I'll knock against the
Hit
stone.
me harder than that. Come on. We can crack it.
I don't feel comfortable doing that yet, okay?
As you tap Sambar against the edge of the stone, Sambar, you do notice that there is something inside of it. Though your true sight does not extend through the stone, you are quite certain that this is a box. There is something inside of this stone cube.
Rose. That's hollow. Hit me really hard against it. It's holding something.
1 second, Sambar. I think this is hollow.
Oh yeah?
True sight. Wouldn't Sambar be able to see the scrying sensor?
Oh, I did.
I'll go with my hands around it. There's no like lock or anything or no hole, nothing.
As you move your hands around the box, you find it to be perfectly smooth.
Come on, we can break it. Swing hard.
I could. I guess Esteban could stab it.
Can Gorik inspect the stone and see if he can find any like particularly clever dwarven-like means of concealing a switch or anything in it? I don't actually have stone cunning because I'm not racially a dwarf, but
sure. You want to investigate the stone. How do you go about investigating it for these switches? Are you doing it by touch? How are you doing this?
do I have any magic that would help with this?
Data.
I don't really have any magic that would specifically help with this. So yeah, it'd probably just be by touch, running my hands across it, sort of tapping on it.
Okay. So what I would like you to do is make me a perception dexterity check as you run your hands along this, looking for cleverly hidden switches or puzzles.
All right. Well, this will go well.
14. As you run your hands along this, you are quite certain that this is not of dwarven make. You have felt many a stone chisel, and even the finest of dwarven smiths will leave some kind of marking or some kind of abrasion upon the stone, even at their best work. And you feel none of that here. It is a completely smooth cube, and you could find no switch or touch to it. It is almost unnatural to you to see stone worked in this way. It is unlike anything you have previously put your hands on.
Janlar, can you detect magic for me really fast?
Yes, I can.
I think that this stone was grown by magic. I do not believe any smith has crafted it.
I'll take the 10 minutes to do the
Okay.
ritual.
You spend 10 minutes doing the common ritual of chanting to yourself and focusing your magical energies. As you open your eyes, you do see magical energy radiating from both the runes and the square cube of rock itself. It is magical energy of enchantment.
Does it look like the cube is magical, or like the thing inside the cube is magical?
He cannot see the thing inside the cube. It is blocked by the stone.
Oh.
But the cube itself does radiate the same enchantment magic as the runes in front of it.
You know, so Greg, I have a spell called Meld into Stone.
Okay.
Technically, it's intended for you to like walk into an entire stone wall. Could I use it to meld my hand into this? It says you meld along with anything you can carry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could I theoretically use it to meld my hand into the stone cube, grab the thing inside, and pull my hand out along with whatever I picked up? Because it's intended for like immersing your entire body into a stone wall, but I'm not sure if this would work as well.
But you don't pass through the stone wall. Meld with stone isn't like you walk through a stone wall.
No, it'd
to
be
the
reaching
other
into the
side.
stone cube and then pulling something back out is what I'm wondering if you can do with Meld into Stone.
You can try. I'm going to tell you this right now. You will not pull out the thing you're looking for. But you can try to get more information by fishing around with your hand.
Can I also-
poke your head in there and look, right? Oh wait, you can't.
It's gonna be
see
dark in there.
Yeah.
Can I, in
Maybe
those 10
do it.
minutes, can I have a closer look around the cave if I find any more markings or hints or anything? You know,
Sure.
look at the stone beds and those
You begin
things.
searching
There's something
stone
else in here.
beds, maybe moving across some moss, looking for more runes. I think... Yeah, I'm not even going to make you roll. After an exhaustive search of 10 minutes during the ritual, you come away with no other runes here.
Well, stone is not really ever awake.
You're really thinking too hard. I think you should just let me whack it. I would do it myself, but I'm not Esteban. I weigh a lot more and I'm a lot cooler. Can we please wail on the stone? Just one really good swing. I got this.
What if he were to break whatever's inside?
I don't think you,
You
can
can't hear me.
Oh, that's the point.
Gorik has just kind of moved out to the cave entrance and is just kind of sitting and looking at the stars.
Mm-hmm.
So the block is at the end, right? So there are the beds, and then at the very end is just the block, right? On the floor.
Correct. Yes.
There's nothing else in like immediately around it.
No.
Do you want me to hit the block with the hammer? I don't want the man. I'll hit it for you if it.
I just want to make sure we figured out every possibility before we're going to destroy something, you know.
Well, Janlar said the cube itself is magical, so first off, it'd probably be not particularly easy to break, but second, we might not want to break it.
Yes, it is radiating an enchantment magic. The rooms themselves said protection, so also enchantment magic. I doubt we would want to destroy the object itself.
I think it might be a good idea. Maybe take the cube with us.
It's a part of the wall.
Oh, we can't pick it up at all. Damn.
Gorik
Maybe
got the right
more
idea. I'll
research
just
has
go
been
and sit
done.
down with Gorik.
Maybe more research has been done by the Seekers. Have we had a chance to look through the Lycerium? Maybe we'll find more answers.
I mean, maybe we also actually have to sleep here. Why would the beds be here otherwise, right?
True.
What if the cube has the eye of whatever sleep, or that the thing that never sleeps and is waiting for us to go to sleep so it can look at us?
Well,
We
you'll never
can take
know.
guard,
You open it.
stand guard.
What's that?
I said we can just stand guard, right? That's what we'd usually do anyways.
I mean, yeah.
Gorik,
I mean-
do you have the ability? Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're right.
Gorik, do you have the ability to... Oh, what was that spell you cast? Check to see if it was safe. I don't remember the name of the spell.
Augury?
Yeah.
Um,
Or is that expensive? I don't know much about the spell.
In Tui, it's expensive.
I could cast it, but it would require consuming components, similar to your identification process. I only have the sticks to cast it a few more times. I do not know that this is pressing enough to merit it, but if you disagree, then I suppose I could do so.
Isn't
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
isn't swaddling something you do with the baby?
Typically.
And that crying we heard the night, like, you said it was like a... What did it sound like, Jenla? Can you remember?
Thought it was a woman screaming, but it's many months ago.
I wonder if that's related somehow.
Or months ago.
I guess if we heard that crying again tonight, we'd figure it out.
Box. Hit the box. I'll
How about that? We just go to sleep. If we don't figure out anything tonight, we'll hit the box next morning.
Woo! You just see the mace just start fucking.
Calm down!
All right. And so you're going to sleep, going back to your own cave?
Yeah.
All right. You make your way back down the cave.
I think Gorik will wait here.
Okay.
I'll just sit here without sleeping and just see if someone not sleeping in the cave has any effect. They're not super far away. If anything bad happens, I'm sure they'll be able to get to me fairly quickly.
All right.
I was gonna say I'll offer to stay with you. I can just meditate. That's what I do for a little bit, and then I can sit with you for the rest of the evening.
Should someone sleep and someone stay awake?
Sure. I mean, you can sleep for a little bit. I don't get to sleep. So, you do the sleeping thing, and if anything happens to you, I got you back.
Very well. I suppose elves technically do not sleep. Perhaps that is what the riddle refers to.
They do look comfy beds, though.
Now,
Well, roboted for a second there.
are you an elf or a half elf?
Half elf.
Okay, so you still sleep then, technically.
I thought you don't
Elves are the ones who meditate. I don't know if half elves do or not.
Oh no, I just get the saving throws. So yes, I have to sleep. I guess we can take turns.
Well, then, yeah, you sleep and Gorik will stay awake. He's old. He doesn't need to sleep very much. Old people stay awake a lot.
But just not a lot, right?
That's true. You gotta lean out of the window
throughout the day. So,
All right.
All right. I'll get some mushrooms, put them in my bag for later, and then I'll have a lay down.
So, Rose, Tom, and Janlar make their way back to their initial cave, with the cart bursting full of more food than they can eat, the oxen happily munching away on some, like, grainy porridge that came out. The two of you hunkered down in the Cave of Refuge, staring out into the night, waiting for something to happen. The night continues to pass for a number of hours. You hear just kind of the rushing of the stream gently soothing next to the cave. You're actually quite higher than the stream up here, Gorik, but you three at the bottom are kind of right near it. The sounds of kind of nature come and go a little bit. After about 6 hours in the night, Gorik is keeping his watch and staring out. You hear the stream, the gentle kind of rushing of it get disturbed. There's just a change in the way it sounds, and a kind of a wet kind of splooshing sound as the silence of the night is just kind of a little bit disrupted by this. After a few moments, the water returns back to kind of a normal streaming sound, and you listen closely to hear what sounds somewhat like footsteps, irregular, and slow, making their way along the cliffside.
I'll move quietly to the entrance of the cave and see if I can see anything.
All right, you peer out. Asmar have dark vision? Did we grant that to
yes.
you? All right. So you stare out into the night, and what you see is a strange creature. That is a medium-sized, maybe 5 foot tall, bloated, fleshy creature. Its head is turned away from you at the top of the cave as it kind of stalks along the stream side, looking down into it. The flesh seems bloated and even in the moonlight, almost as if it has a rotting hue to it. The creature's limbs end in kind of long fingers and extended claws that glint the moonlight sharply back to you.
How far is it from me?
You
roughly?
are probably 60 feet up on this cliffside. It is still down shallowly by the stream, kind of stalking around it irregularly.
So it's about 60 feet away from me?
Yeah.
I'm going to use my Eyes of the Grave ability to see if it's undead.
It is, I believe. Let me look it up. Blah. It is undead. Yes.
Okay. In that case, I will quietly. So it's been a couple weeks. Yeah. So I'm gonna use a 3rd level spell slot to cast message to Tom.
Okay.
And just tell him, undead creature by the stream, wake up, but do so quietly.
Tom, what are you dreaming of at night?
I think Tom is having a pretty ordinary dream of like eating his dinner. He's in a nice room. He's cutting up a fancy steak, and all of a sudden there's like a voice that goes, "Tom," and like Goritz kind of like shows up and starts getting bigger, and he's like, "No." And he tries to run away, and that's when he gets woken up by the sending.
Perfect. Yes. Tom, you were awoken by the sending spell. There's just an undead creature by the stream.
I get up, not in my armor, so I'm barefoot and probably pretty quiet, and I'll peek outside of the cave and see what I can spot.
It is dim light at best in the darkness.
If I can see its silhouette, that's plenty.
You do see essentially a darkened silhouette about human size down the way from you, about 100 feet at the stream, stalking irregularly around it.
I've got a thing I want to do, but Gorik said to be quiet, so I figure he might have a plan. I'll wait and see if anything happens in the next minute or so.
Okay. You stand still watching
you
this
reply to
from
the
the edge
message?
of the cave.
Oh, I can reply?
Yeah,
Yes.
you can reply.
Okay, I say, okay, I'll give you a minute to do something, and if you don't, I'm going to blow it up.
I think which is more than 25 words.
That's probably not.
That's
No,
probably less.
that's okay.
I'll give you a minute to do something, and if you don't, I'll blow it up.
Okay,
Yeah,
no,
six,
that was
17.
it. Just
Pretty
sounded
good.
very
So 17 or
wordy.
18 with the
Yeah,
extra ones
okay.
that I stuffed in there.
Yeah, perfect. It sounded very wordy to me, but perfect. Yep, you get that message back.
Yeah, 25's a decent number, but not a ton.
Yeah.
You have to abbreviate a little. So I will move over and quietly wake up Melodrama. I don't remember what his actual name is.
Meldarian.
What is it?
Meldarian. I'll be like, there's a creature outside. It is undead. If you wish to assist, you are welcome to do so. When I
All
move
right.
over,
I
back to
get
the
up,
entrance.
big sword out, let's go.
Yep. And it's still right there?
Yes. In this like few moments, it has taken an irregular step kind of over down the stream a little bit, still kind of staring into it.
Word. Would you consider this creature to be surprised?
If you attacked it? Probably.
Yep. All right. Well, it's going to get an attack.
Tom hasn't woken up Jan, Laura, Rose, right?
Nah.
No.
They can sleep. This is no big deal.
Okay.
This is a Tom thing to do, you know.
Yeah. Let's see here. 2d20 d1.
They'll wake up when the fireball
+7.
goes off.
It's not very loud, actually. There's no explosion. Just a big whoosh.
17 to hit Greg.
Okay. What are you doing? You're declaring some kind of attack. What are you doing?
I invoke a 3rd level guiding bolt at this thing's back.
You strike out with a guiding bolt, firing from your fingertips. A bolt of light strikes it and hitting it for damage.
Guiding bolt is usually, I think, 3d6, so it's probably 5d6 at 3rd level.
That sounds right to me. Yeah, an additional
1d6. Oh, it's 4d6.
Yeah, it's 46.
Okay. Perfect.
And so it'll be 6d6.
Perfect.
Radiant damage to this thing's butt. /R. 6d6.
And then since this is a surprise round and we know that it's there, are we going to get...
I think it will be alerted to the fact that it is time to fight after it has been struck by this guiding bolt.
Right, I'm saying that will Tom get a chance to fire off a spell before we roll initiative?
You did not coordinate a strike here with Goric. I don't think so. It takes 25 points of damage as it gets struck by this guiding bolt. Radiant energy flashes through the night sky, and this thing unleashes a horrific scream of pain.
That's my initiative.
And Tom can see it better now because it's lit up.
Yep.
Yes, and as it's lit up in the relief of your radiant energy, the pale light of the moon is just extended here. You see this horrific fleshy creature, bloated and rotting, with water dripping off of it and finishing in long claws on either of its hands and feet. Anyone involved in the combat, please roll initiative.
Gonna roll initiative and then go to break and then fight it when we come back, or
that sounds good to me. We can definitely take a break right now. So we have a 20 for good old Tom. We have a 1 for Goric.
Proper dwarfy initiative.
Proper dwarfy initiative. Melodrama, as he's getting called, a 6, and this creature will go on an 8. Perfect. And with that, we will take our second break and come back.
Did Tom not wake up Janlar or Rose?
I did not.
He did not. Yeah. We will be back in a couple minutes to finish off this combat. We'll see you
They're
soon.
probably woken up by the scream then, so that's a fun way to wake up.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's more pitch than sound. We'll see.